a kid, I loved to make noise, and I was constantly looking for new ways to make noise. One of the projects that I was always working on was trying to whittle something that would whistle. And I was never successful, but the other day I was hanging out in my office looking at my office recorder, who doesn't have one of those, and I realized that this part of the recorder, which does make a whistle sound, would be very, very easy to replicate with just a couple tools. This is a super quick and easy project and a fantastic one to do with some kids. So I'm gonna whittle one really quick, and then I'm gonna invite two of my favorite kids over to make some of their own. I'm gonna use a piece of walnut, but you can really use anything. In fact, this is a piece of 2x6. This would work great too. You can get all of the tools that you need for this project and pretty much any other one, as well as all kinds of expert advice when you go to Woodcraft. They also offer online shopping options at woodcraft.com with home delivery available as well. One thing you want to consider is the fact that wood shrinks as it dries. And so you'll understand why that's important in just a minute. Got this down to a basic octagon shape. Honestly, the shape does not matter at all. It's just that if I'm gonna carry it around in my pocket and calm my alpacas with it, I want it to be cute. Next thing that I need to do is drill a hole. The size of the hole really doesn't matter all that much. The only thing that it'll affect or change is the tone that comes from your whistle. We wanna center the hole as well as we can, and then really we want to be careful to make sure that our hole is straight up and down, totally perpendicular. If we get off, we have a chance of accidentally exiting our whistle, which would be less than ideal. We don't want to go all the way through our piece of wood. We want to leave about an inch at the end. Now we need to drill the escapement hole for the air. So this, again, does not need to be very precise at all. It's just that we need to make an angled cut and a straight cut that's going to meet somewhere down in that hole. So as soon as I can see the little saw teeth appear, we're good to stop. The next thing that we need to do is make a reed. If you look at this recorder, you can see that this used to be round and then this has just been carved away. But right here, what used to be a dowel, just like this, that's been flattened on one side. So we are going to make that flattened dowel. That flat goes flat down to the escapement hole, so you can also see it down there. And that is what makes the whistle sound whistle. Now, you remember I said that green wood shrinks when it dries. So this is where this becomes important. We don't want the reed to shrink so much that it falls out. So we need to use a piece of dry wood for our reed. But we also need to make sure then that we carve enough of this green material away from the mouthpiece of our whistle so that it doesn't shrink too much and then crack around the dry reed that's not shrinking at all. But in theory, at least, it'll shrink around the dry reed, which will make a lasting and forever connection that shall never be torn apart. We now just need to flatten one side of the dowel so that it'll make that flat little air hole that'll take you right down to that escapement. We're looking for about an 1/8 or a 1/16 inch, but really you don't have to be precise with anything at all during this build, which is kind of what makes it so fun. We can insert this in here and give our whistle a little try. We just want that straight line here to line up with our escapement down there. If you start blowing and nothing happens, you can actually play around with the depth of your reed and see if it makes a difference. How about that? All right, so now we can glue it in. And only trust yourself with super glue if you know that you can quickly insert it exactly where it needs to go and then be happy with where it lands. Otherwise, use wood glue because it dries slower. You don't need to put any glue on the flat part. Thank goodness, we're in the right spot. The nice thing about super glue is that it dries fast enough that it's instantly ready to cut. But just for kicks and giggles, I'm gonna just try to match that exact same little curve that this one has. And now we have a whistle. Here's another fun little thing. I, on a previous whistle, tried making these little holes and realized that if you want to have different notes, that hole actually has to come all the way through, and you have to have a back hole too. So I filled those ones in, and now I have a two-toned whistle, which is quite handy when it comes time to call my alpacas. Come to me. Training's going very well. Today, my friends Enoch and Kai have been lent to me by Josh Nava, my business partner, and his wife Deb, and today we're going to make a whistle together, right?
Yeah.
We're going to start with the easiest, lowest resource option, which is using a 2x6 that is a scrap. Do you guys know that this is a scrap from that giant school building that we're building over there?
Wait, what?
Yeah, this was cut off of that building. So we're going to turn a piece of that building into a whistle. That's our lowest resources, using a piece of a 2x4 or 2x6 that you can get from a home center and a dowel. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to make this square. And if we don't have a power saw handy, you guys want to see one of my favorite tricks?
Yeah.
We're going to put it right here, and then I'm going to need you to hit the back of the axe with that hammer. Good. That's correct. It's okay. I have this same problem all the time. Yeah? Ah! Isn't that crazy? So now we have a perfect piece for our whistle. We need it to be square in the vise. So we're going to put it nice and square in there, and then we're going to use a square to help us square. But before we do anything with tools, what do we need?
Safety glasses.
All right, cool. Okay, Kai, your milking stool should have brought you up to the proper height. We're going to get you started working on that. And then in like 7 to 8 years, you'll be ready for that. And we need a
power
bit.
Yeah. Always need a bit for drills.
That's right.
3, 2, 1, let's do this.
We're going to cut out the corners with a carving knife.
That wouldn't really let me use a carving knife yet.
Well, we're going to learn how.
Yay!
You both are already professional handsaw users, I have heard. Is that correct?
I mean, we're pretty much in the middle of beginners and expert.
Oh, good. Excellent. Okay, so you hold it with your right hand, you point your finger, you got it. And then you use your body strength to push this up against that. You got it. It literally just wants to slide back and there you go. That's the feeling. It slides without us having to do anything. There we go. Sweet perfection. Can you see those teeth in there? So now we're going to learn how to use a knife, and we're going to use a cut that is a little bit difficult to learn, but it's really safe for us because it keeps the knife away from our body, okay? We're going to cut on the corner just like before. This is called the chest lever grip, and you know what this actually really looks like? Have you ever seen the chicken dance? Okay, cool. Well, good. Can you take your fingers and imagine there's something in your hand and you can't drop it. Take your hand now and use your elbow to turn your hand all the way around. You're about to bend your whole body, really funny, like that. And now close your fist. Now think about this knuckle, this knuckle, this knuckle, and this knuckle. This knuckle, this knuckle, this knuckle, this knuckle. Okay? You are going to start by only and this is only gonna be happening from your elbow. No other body part should move. You feel that motion? That's what we're gonna do. So yep, you're literally doing it, Kai. That's the exact movement. That's perfect. Can we do this?
Is this a tutorial?
This is a tutorial. This is how we do this. Watch this. The way that we're gonna make this work is, if I wanted to break this dowel in half, how do you think I would do it? That's right. Okay, that's exactly how I would do it. I would put pressure on both sides like this, right? If I wanted to break it. Okay, and then there would be a piece that breaks it in the middle. So when we're going like this, you guys, when we're doing the chicken dance, what's happening there? Are we taking two sides of a stick and using our chest Just like we'd use our knee to put that pressure there?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where this power from this cut comes from. Just like this. And then when you turn it around, where's that knife is gonna go away from your body. And we're never gonna lift our fists off our body. Your dad always says this in class. He says, slow becomes steady, steady becomes fast. Did you imagine me having a mustache when I said that? Oh, too bad. All right, are we ready to use our power cut to make the reed?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna take our power cut and we're gonna make this have a little flat. Yes? Yes? Yeah. Yes, good. Do you feel how much more power you have when you're using your elbows? Yes? Yes, yes! Good job.
Yeah, that's
Yes, 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 buddy. That was such a good one. Yes. Crushed it, man. Look at that. Now our reed is ready to go. Buddy, look at this. Hold on. Let me just do some adjustment while you're blowing. Go ahead. What? Okay, so the necessary thing that has to happen is that if it's not making a sound, we need to adjust our reed up or down a little bit. A little more contact. Great.
Not really making much noise.
Thank you. Wait. Wait, you don't need to whistle. You can just blow. I just want you guys to know that I spent hundreds of hours as a child trying to figure this out. Okay, so we're ready for some glue. Do you boys know that your dad Josh and I are going to teach all kinds of parent and kid classes, just like this one, at the School of All Trades?
Yeah.
You actually kind of did know that, because we talked about it earlier.
To sign up for classes, just go to the schoolofalltrades.com.
Woodcraft has been a huge supporter of me and my channel. They've also agreed that they're going to support the School of All Trades when it gets started as well. I absolutely love that Woodcraft provides a resource, a place that you can go to get expert advice about the tools that you want to buy. You can try some of them there at the store, and you can also go and take classes at a lot of the Woodcraft stores. I took classes at Woodcraft all the time in Seattle with Steve Dando, one of my absolute favorite woodworking teachers of all time. So go to woodcraft.com to check out their online shopping options with home delivery as an option, or see where your local Woodcraft store is and pop in there this week.